Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and just like every Tuesday, I go live 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. Thank you so much to everybody that has already been eagerly waiting for us to hit that live button. If I'm ever late, don't blame me. Always blame Jeremy Chuggs. Remember that. Ed Robbins, King Shaw, Primo, Scott Smith. Appreciate each and every one of y'all pulling up here on today's show. So here are the three segments that I got coming up here on today's program. And when I say three segments, I've already discussed everything that I needed to discuss about Raiders training camp today on the video that I put out about an hour ago at this point. And then I also talked about some of the things that I was told regarding Christian Wilkins. I figured not everybody probably saw that video, so I'll just kind of go through today what I heard about Wilkins because it does conflict a little bit with what Adam Schefter reported yesterday. And since this is the story that I would say proudly, I felt like the Raiders report broke about a month ago. Not with the incident involving Wilkins, just with Christian Wilkins in general. I just want to be able to keep you guys up to date on anything that I'm hearing around it. Then I got some good news for Raiders fans, and I think we're going to be pretty excited to hear what this segment's going to be about. I also saw somebody ask me to do a brand new 53-man roster projection. I'm going to give that person a shout-out on today's show, and just another friendly reminder that I do see what you guys tweet at me. I do see what you guys say to me on Instagram. So you're going to get a brand new 53-man roster projection because this team looks different. I mean, let's just face the facts. We have added 6 new faces since my last video. We have moved on from Christian Wilkins. We have a brand new team from top to bottom, and I felt like a brand new 53-man would do pretty well. Also, if you want to get in our duck race, I am going to do a $20 Venmo duck race today. Since we're not doing a live show on Thursday because Chuggs and I are going to be live at Chat Sports for the Hall of Fame game, this is probably going to be one of your only chances to get in this week. I will be live again on Friday, but just keep that in mind. So here's what we're going to do on today's episode. Again, I just want to quickly roll through some of the latest things that I heard on Christian Wilkins. If anybody wants to get their question, their comment on today's show, hashtag Raiders, or you can super chat to skip the line. I'll also say this. If you finish in the top 3 today of our top fans on YouTube for the XP, I got something special for you. That's all I'm going to say. Today's going to be a show where you're going to want to finish in the top 3 for XP here on the Raiders Report. So before I get into what I was told today, and when I say today, I literally mean today, July 29th. I just want to go through real quickly because I get it. People are busy. Maybe you didn't see what Adam Schefter reported yesterday on the Pat McAfee show. This is what Schefter had to say in regards to Christian Wilkins. When you speak to people there inside the locker room, they say that Christian playfully went to kiss a teammate on top of his head, and those same people said that that player took offense to it. That's what everybody's been dancing around, and that's tap dancing around. An incident in the locker room where he allegedly playfully kissed a teammate on top of his head. That teammate felt offended by it. So when you look at what Adam Schefter had to say there, also when you listen to the whole, we'll say, interview with Schefter and Pat McAfee, Schefter also throws out something, and he said the final straw, which made me wonder from the jump. Was there more information that was out there? Is there something that we aren't exactly being told? And is Adam Schefter being fed something, and fed's probably not the right word, is Schefter being told something that is maybe from Wilkins' camp? Is Schefter being told something that it's only one side of the story? Because what I was told today does conflict a little bit with what Schefter reported yesterday. Here's what I want you to look at, though. This is my report from July 25th. Again, a few days ago. This is what? Friday at this point. My days are kind of overlapping, but I was told this on Friday. If true, it's tough to believe. It's an impossible thing to ever go public with. I don't know if it's true. This is from an NFL insider that I guarantee you every single person here knows who it is and probably follows. But to me, a kiss on the forehead doesn't seem like something that would be impossible to go public with. I also don't think that a kiss on the forehead is enough to move on from Christian Wilkins, and I get it. This team was frustrated by the Jones fracture. The team was frustrated by the way he was handling the medical. But there was also been a lot of reports, and I was also told by people inside of that organization that Wilkins started to, literally rub people the wrong way, like being a bad teammate, that the coaching staff was getting frustrated by him, and that's never been what we have heard about Wilkins. If anything, I can remember the day that the Raiders signed him last offseason. I sat up here on this show and I thought there's no doubt that this is going to be a bad signing because Wilkins was a stand-up human being and he was a great leader in the locker room and he was a good football player. Like, not too often do I think the Raiders hit a home run on something, and I thought that they hit a home run on Christian Wilkins. That obviously turned out to not be true. Also, there was a threat of a lawsuit involved in the incident. I'm not going to act like I know certain players well enough to determine whether or not they feel like a kiss on the forehead is enough to get a lawsuit involved. But at the exact same time, I don't think that it really truly is. And if it is something that snowballed, like, don't get me wrong, I love me some Jeremy Chuggs. But I guarantee you this, if I went over to kiss Chuggs on the forehead, I don't think he would get all that mad at me. Now, if I did it if I did it very often and he had to repeatedly tell me, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, then that, to me, there was a lot of things that led up to that moment, and now we're getting a lot of news here around Wilkins. Also, when you said that reporter is afraid of reporting, it's part of the legal ramifications. Today, Pete Carroll did not want to speak about the Christian Wilkins story at all. So I've been sitting up here and I've been wondering, is there more to this story? And I know this. I'm not the only one that thinks that there's more to this story. My question to everybody who's watching this live show right now, give me a Y for yes, give me an N for no. Do you think that there is more to this Christian Wilkins story? And I get it. The Raiders have already moved on from him. Pete Carroll's already moved on from him. Quite frankly, I've already moved on from the entire situation as well. But the fact that there's about $35.2 million on the line here, I do still think that Raider fans need to care about this. So Pro Football Talk said, that is definitely not the story that has been making the rounds. I'm going to say on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, when I was talking to as many people as I possibly could, it made it, what I was being told that this incident was way worse than what Schefter reported. Then, this is what I was told today, and I would say over the past, now I'm going to go, 18 hours, if you will. So I had a source tell me today that I thought it was a kiss on the cheek, but a kiss did 100% happen. Schefter said in his original quote, talking about an alleged this and that, I also always think that one of my buddies, he's a police officer, and the one thing that he always tells me is when people lie, they are over-descriptive in their lie. So if a kiss 100% did happen, I wonder if somebody maybe told Schefter, hey, it was a kiss on the forehead, because I think any type of kiss, let's just be real, any type of kiss, a kiss on the forehead I feel like is the most innocent type of kiss that you could possibly maybe do to a teammate. But if I had somebody tell me that they heard it was on the cheek, that is one little minute detail that is different. And I do think when you start messing up the minute details, it leads to a much bigger situation. That reaction means there was a chain reaction of events leading up to the explosive one. Essentially, what my source told me today was that they also have heard that there was a chain of events that led up to the big event. And maybe the Wilkins kiss on the head, maybe the Wilkins kiss on the cheek led to the big explosion between Wilkins and another player, which is kind of what we're hearing about now at this incident. But this is another source literally telling you, literally claiming to me that they also heard that it was a chain reaction. And then also, maybe Schefter didn't say it, talking about all these other things that are leading up in regards to Wilkins due to the legal reasons. But there is more info. So, I know that there's more info out there. I'm looking at a lot of the comments down below. I'm seeing that there's a lot of, people that also think that there is more to this story. My job here as the host of the Raiders Report is this. I am always going to keep you guys up to date. I am always going to do my best to share any information that I give you, whether it's true or whether it's not true. And I'm not saying that I will ever purposely share untrue information, but I don't want people to think that I'm too afraid to share a story. At the end of the day, I want Raider fans to know if I get information that I think is interesting as a Raiders fan, I am always going to share it. I don't care what people say about my credibility. I don't care if people don't think I'm a source. I don't care if people don't call me a reporter. I want all y'all to know that I'm a Raiders fan, and I put that other shit ahead of anything else, and I'll stand 10 toes on that. So do you think there is more to this story? Let me know what's going on down below. Give me a yes. Give me a no. I got 500 people here tuned into the Raiders Report right now, and I guarantee you this. There's probably some of y'all that are like, all right, dude, I've heard enough about Wilkins. Can we talk about some actual football stuff. I hear you loud and clear. I really, really do. But I also hope that you respect my side of it, where I do want to be able to keep you guys up to date, because for the past week, the amount of people that have found the Raiders Report through this Christian Wilkins story, I've been doing this show for a long time. And this is a story that I know a lot of people are looking for and a lot of people are asking me about. Heck, I was on the Pat McAfee show, not me personally. I was featured on the Pat McAfee show, was featured on ESPN, was featured on NFL.com. This is a story that a lot of people are seeing, and I just want the real ones, the people that always watch my Tuesday show, to know that you're going to start seeing a lot of new faces here on the Raiders Report. And I hope that you just show them a little bit of love, and I hope you show them how we get down. Let's go to Cameron Sproul here, Super Chat time on today's show. Also, I thought was interesting what Adam Butler said today. Did anybody else see what Adam Butler said today about the Wilkins situation? He essentially talked about, like, if you need help, that you should reach out to people for help in regards to the Wilkins situation. Bigger bust, Chandler Jones or Christian Wilkins? I mean, for the Las Vegas Raiders, the answer is Christian Wilkins. And Wilkins signed a 4-year, $110 million contract with $82 million guaranteed. Chandler Jones was, 3 years? I want to say $55 million. Like, obviously two very, very big contracts, but I didn't love the Chandler Jones move. It was a move at the time where I was like, I guess I get it, but Chandler Jones and Christian Wilkins, both very, very bad signings. I think we can all agree on that. No doubt about it. We got another one coming in here from Cameron Sproul. Cameron, so far you're the MVP on today's show, which is going to be really good news for you at the end of the program. I was a big Wilkins guy, but we got to move on and rally around the Raiders team that is in the building. I'm with you, Cameron. And I think that sometimes when situations like this happen, the entire team gets closer. I think the entire team realizes, you know what? Let's go prove to everybody that we can go win football games without this guy. And I'll be very transparent. And I think it's because of the whole Wilkins situation. I have never been left on red more by Raiders players right now than I have been left on red. I mean, I have messaged multiple guys that I talk to on a weekly basis. I'm getting left on red. I'm getting left on seen. And I almost wonder if it's because everybody is talking about this Wilkins situation. And I almost wonder if the team is like, we're not going to talk to anybody. We're going to focus on football, and we're going to focus at the task at hand, which the Raiders fan in me goes, that's the best thing that you should do. The Raiders Report guy in me is like, well, I do want a little bit of information, but it almost reminds me of when Josh McDaniels got fired. And McDaniels got fired, and let's face it, that football team was not that good of a football team. I'll say it right now. It really wasn't. But the moment McDaniels got fired after that Lions game, and I think it was, 26-14, I want to say week 8, week 9, they looked like a brand new team the following week. They go out there, they beat the shit out of the New York Giants. They win that football game 30-6. And I think it's because in that moment they rallied together as a team. In the offseason, you got to look at things glass half full, especially as a Raiders fan. You got to look at things glass half full. And I wonder if this Christian Wilkins situation is going to make this team rally behind each other, come together as a team, and really go out there and compete every single day, because I think the message that Pete Carroll, John Spytek, and this entire organization sent was this: I don't care if you're one of the best players on our roster. I don't care if you got all these guarantees. If you're not having that commitment to excellence on and off the field, as the Raiders stated, we're going to be better off without you. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see how this season goes down. I want to look at my YouTube's top fans right now, which actually, funny enough, if you got to hit that refresh button, Chugs, because now we got a new number 1 on our YouTube top fans here on today's show. And my guy, 93 Nabman, it's good to see you, my dude. Raiders Shield family now at the number 1 spot. So here's what we're going to be doing on today's show. Whoever comes in first, second, and in third place in our YouTube's top fans, you're going to be getting something special today. You're going to be getting something special today. And Jeremy said you can also see going all the way down, which usually it gives us the top 50. And if you ever want to know where you're exactly ranking in the YouTube's top fans, you can literally just click the button at the top of the comment section and you can see. So today, this is what I wanted to be able to do. The top 3 people, you're going to get 50 raffle tickets into our chance to get into our fantasy football league. I know I originally said that I was going to announce the winner on July 31st. I'll be transparent. I have to announce the winner on August 1st because Chugs and I are going to be live for the Hall of Fame game. So August 1st, I'm going to announce the winner. But if you're in the top 3 today, you're going to get 50 raffle tickets towards getting in our fantasy football league. If you come in 4th to 10th place, you're going to get 25 raffle tickets. If you're in 11th to 20th, you're going to get 10 raffle tickets. Bottom line is this. If you want an opportunity to take me down, also Fabian Moreno, Patrick B., Rebel Montana in a fantasy football league, then you need to comment or super chat to get higher up on that XP. Our super chat deals that are as follows for today. Every $5 super chat that I get, fantasy football raffle entry, you in. $20 Venmo to get in our duck race. We gave away, it was like $600, $700, something pretty crazy yesterday, which I got to see exactly what we are at right now. And as it stands, actually, we are already in for a shot to win, I believe, $60 here on the Raiders Report. And, yeah, yesterday we gave away $830. And my guy, Soulja Man, ended up winning that bad boy. Fabian Moreno, what up, brother? I got you in. I also see my dude, 93 Navman. I got you in. This might surprise y'all. Luis Rod in. Soulja Man said, get me in twice. I got you, Soulja Man. Coming off a big victory yesterday. And then Victor Lobos, who also has done a lot of winning in our duck races right now as it stands. $20 Venmo for your chance to go home with $60. We're going to do that at the very end of today's program. And if you're trying to compete in our July bang race, $100 super chat, $100 Venmo is going to count as a bang. Whoever comes in first place of our July bang race, you're going to get in our fantasy football league. And I just want to say this. I'm just going to be transparent. On Friday, I know it is an August 1st show. Whatever we do on August, it is going to count for July, and it is going to count for the month of August. What are you laughing at? Oh, so I'm just saying, if you bang technically on Friday, it's going to count towards July, and if you want to get August started the right way, whatever you do is also going to translate to August. I got to do that. What up, Raiders Shield family? What up, Nabman? As much as I want to just leave it alone, our Raiders will be dealing with this BS for some time to come. It'll be a story all year. My theory, this dude has been a condescending prick his whole life by mother effer. Again, I'm not going to act like I know Wilkins all that well. I know certain players on the Raiders way better than I know Wilkins. Like, I've never had a conversation with Christian Wilkins. Wilkins has never, him and I have never messaged on Instagram. We've never messaged on Twitter. I don't know him like that. But I'll say this, everything I've ever heard about Wilkins from players, even on our own team, players that every single person here loves and respects, they have had nothing but nice things to say about Wilkins before, I'd say, like the last, 2 weeks.
I don't think it's him being a condescending prick. I think, and, everybody has, their friend groups, and different guys are, are different things to each friend group, right? And everybody has that one friend where you look at him sometimes and you're like, dude, you play too much. And I think that is Wilkins' problem. I think he doesn't mean bad, but he's that dude where you're like, bro, you're kind of crossing the line. You're playing too much. And
I think it's just like anything. When you're winning football games, it's not that big of a deal. If Wilkins was out there practicing every single day, and if Wilkins was out there doing what the Raiders were asking him to do, because I think that's a big part of it. And the reason why he fell out of favor in the locker room, I'm telling y'all right now, there's a lot of players that do not like Christian Wilkins that are on the Las Vegas Raiders. Point blank simple. There's a lot of staff members. There's a lot of people inside that organization that didn't like Wilkins because they felt like, again, I had somebody tell me that they felt cheated by Wilkins. They gave him all this guaranteed money. They let him know very early on that they want to be able to build around him. They were extremely patient with him this offseason, and he didn't make a plan to get back out onto the football field. And because of that, that also started to rub some Raiders players the wrong way, going, well, wait a minute here, dude. You're a part of this plan. We want you to buy in. And right now, it's so important for all these players to buy in. If Wilkins isn't buying in, that's not a good look. And I think that kind of boiled over where Wilkins doing all the shenanigans and being, his quirky self, it's okay when you're out there on the field and you're playing solid football. But to not have Wilkins out there on the field, to him, kind of pissing off some teammates in that locker room, to him going against what the medical staff is telling him to do, you add all of that up, and I think it has led us to this situation with Christian Wilkins. Let's go to new duels. I just want a Chat Sports hat, man. I do have some Chat Sports hats. I'll say this.
I think he means like a Raiders report.
Oh, you mean a Raiders report hat?
He's been asking for the Raiders report hat for the past couple weeks.
All right, new duels. We're always going to do new deals for Raiders report hats. I'll say this. I just put in an order like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. My boss did, so I'll be getting some new ones. And once we get some of the new ones, I will happily, and I mean this, happily start doing some deals to give some away. Let's go to Cameron again here on the Raiders report. Davante Adams, Christian Wilkins, Chandler Jones. I want to know why we make these splash signings and then screws start coming loose. Is there something in the water in Vegas?
I don't think you can mix in Davante Adams with these two guys. The screws weren't coming loose. He got screwed by having to play with Jimmy G. We were talking about it earlier today. Literally, if you go back and watch that Receiver on Netflix, where Davante Adams is one of the key guys, he says, bro, I am getting murdered out here because Jimmy G keeps on throwing me hospital balls.
Wow, big NFL news here. Martin Emerson, cornerback, Achilles, done for the year.
They were talking about that before we came on.
Oh, man. I know that he went down with an injury. I know that he got carted off, but Achilles, he's done. I'll say this. The Chandler Jones situation is a crazy situation. I don't even know what happened with Chandler, and I don't even know if Chandler knows. Christian Wilkins, another one, very frustrating situation. Davante Adams, I hear what Chugs is saying, and I know Adams did want to come play with Derek Carr, but I think also Adams realized very quickly that DC wasn't the same guy. And then the problem was the quarterback situation. The Raiders effed up Davante because they didn't give him the right quarterback, but also at the exact same time, Davante Adams was a snake, and he was, telling you one thing, but he was going behind closed doors doing the other thing. And there's a reason why they stripped him of his captain status. There were multiple players that did not want Davante Adams to be a captain. There were multiple players that didn't think that he deserved to be a captain. So, these are bad situations. I get it. But I think what these all have in common, losing team. And I know we don't know what the Raiders are right now, but they were one of the worst teams in the NFL last season. Bottom line, winning cures everything. And I think if the Raiders can just show with Pete Carroll, with John Spytek, that this team is trending in the right direction, guys are going to be able to deal with some of that BS, and you push it to the side a little bit more. Winning cures all. The Raiders haven't done a lot of winning, and when you bring in big-time guys that are near the end of their NFL careers, they want to win, and they want to win right now. And I think we're going to run into a situation with Max Crosby here in 2 seasons because of his contract and the way that it's structured, where if the Raiders aren't a legit playoff contender by the year 2027, there's going to be conversations about Max moving on because of the way his contract is structured. They front-loaded it, and his final 3 years on that deal, $0 million guaranteed. That way, it's easier for either Max to make a decision or the Raiders to make a decision. And obviously the Raiders want to keep him, but I think winning's going to cure all. And I think all these situations involve teams that aren't winning football games.
Do you have any stake in it being that the Raiders are in Las Vegas?
Like the city of Las Vegas? Not really. I mean, every single city has its curveballs. Every single city has got things to do, places to go, and I get it. Vegas is very much a party city, but was it a mistake for the Raiders? I don't think so. They are now one of the most profitable teams in the NFL. They went from being worth Mark Davis went from being worth $500 million. Now the Raiders are worth $6 billion. Also, from a lot of the players that I talk to, they don't really go to Vegas all that often. They try to stay away from it. Again, practice is in Henderson. They're in Henderson. I know a lot of the guys don't live in Vegas. They live out on the outskirts of it, 30 minutes out. I've been to a few Raiders. I shouldn't say that. I don't think I'm allowed to say that. How about this? The one Raiders player who I know wouldn't care, I've been to his house. He's 25, 30 minutes out. And he tells me all the time that guys don't like going into Vegas because you're just going to run into, the craziness, and it's very expensive. But I personally do not think that it was a mistake moving to Las Vegas. I know some people will, but you got young guys that are millionaires. That's going to be a problem in every city if you don't have the right people there. What up, Scott? Offense has been doing great this offseason. That makes me exciting but nervous about the defense. Spills was a huge loss. So was Trevon. Yeah, there's no doubt. Losing Robert Spillane, losing Trevon Merrick, losing Nate Hobbs, all those guys are major losses to this defense. But at the exact same time, I don't want people to think that the defense stinks. I think what we got to also realize is the defense right now is really trying to figure it out. And they're trying to figure it out in the secondary. And they're trying to figure it out with a lot of young players where, yes, the offense is also still trying to figure it out. But I think the offense has a leader in Geno Smith at quarterback. The offense is also, I think, a pretty stacked unit. And Chip Kelly does a great job of that vertical passing attack. But, I mean, from what I heard today, Devin White was great. DeCamerion Richardson continues to play really well. Jamal Adams, from what I understand, is flying around the field like a chicken with his head cut off in the best way possible. He just, looks super healthy, looks super refreshed. And I have confidence in this defense. I'm nervous about the defense, don't get me wrong, but I'm also really excited about this offense. Let's go to Ivan. What up, brother? Christian Wilkins would make sense to the Chiefs. He could kiss and grab all the... And if you want my honest opinion of where I think Christian Wilkins goes and plays football, I would say there's... What'd you say?
He's a Niner.
I mean, they do say bang, bang. My top three teams that I would say make the most sense for Christian Wilkins, I had an NFL insider tell me the Dallas Cowboys are by far the number one team to watch out for. Then I would go with the New England Patriots. Then I'd probably go with the Tennessee Titans. And, the reason why I'm going to go with the Patriots have already been a team that's been linked to him. Tom Telesco has got some connections, and I also know there's some connections down in Tennessee.
Why the Titans?
I had somebody tell me that there's a connection down there with Tennessee.
Hey, I feel like
they have Jeffrey Simmons. Believe me.
And they have T'Vondre Sweat.
They're stacked on the interior. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I was told. But I would say Cowboys would be the number one. Patriots would be number two. I did hear the Titans would be a team to keep an eye out for. Let's go to Raiders Shield family. Here is where I am happy about this regime. F your $100 million. You're not wanted. Beat it. You don't fit the shield. Go back to Miami. Look like you and Tyreek are the same piece. Bye, Felicia. If there's one thing that I love about a Nabman Super Chat, you can feel. You can feel how, I don't know, how angry he is. I don't even know if it's angry.
You can feel.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so worried to say anything in regards to this Wilkins situation because I'm worried of what it could get turned into. But I think also the Raiders did it in a very smart way because, they're filed that grievance. That's a $35.2 million that they're kind of fighting over right now. And I said this on the show that I did, last week when Wilkins was released. But it's kind of smart because I think smart people do smart things. And John Spytek, Pete Carroll, they've run a lot of successful organizations. And I don't know how many people know all the issues right now with the NFLPA, but, they lost, their two most important people of the NFLPA. And, that's the situation that the NFLPA's got to figure out. And now that Wilkins also has to deal with that on top of the Raiders situation, I think that the Raiders are going to win this case because the NFLPA is weak right now. And that's what smart organizations do, where if you felt like somebody did you wrong, and it really does sound like the Raiders are obviously very confident that they felt like Christian Wilkins did them wrong. So what do? You put him in a bad situation. And right now, Wilkins is fighting the Raiders in a grievance case, and the NFLPA doesn't even have a new head chairman. They don't have a new... J.C. Treader, he ended up stepping down. I forget the other guy that ended up stepping down. But imagine, I'm going to make a Raiders NFL analogy here. Imagine if you had to go play a football team and they were missing their head coach and offensive coordinator. That's what the NFLPA is missing right now. They're missing the two most probably important people a part of the NFLPA. Let's go to Cameron Sproul next up here on the Raiders Report. No chugs. The old Oakland Raiders partied with the best of them. I'll say this. An Oakland tailgate will forever be undefeated. Like, you're not going to top an Oakland tailgate. And I've been to a few. I've never been to a Vegas tailgate, but I can confidently say Oakland was built different. But at the exact same time, I've had players tell me, they didn't want to go play in Oakland. Or you also got to think about it from the money standpoint. Like the guy from the Chargers, he just signed his deal the other day. And it's like, 4 years, 112 something million. He only takes home like $12 million, like less than half because of all the taxes, all the crap that California takes away from you.
He must be living a really tough life.
Tough life making only 12 mil. Yoda, in my honest opinion, what's also overlooked, it speaks volumes about teams' respect for Carroll's leadership. Nobody has leaked any comment yet. You'd think somebody would have said something by now, but radio silence. I think it's also not only just the leadership of Pete Carroll. I think it's the respect that Pete Carroll brings. And we were all hoping that Antonio Pierce was going to be the head coach that was going to get us back to the winning ways because he was somebody that screamed Raiders. And when he sat up there and he talked to a crowd, it motivated you. But the other part of being a head coach is you also got to be able to command respect. And I just don't think Antonio Pierce had a lot of respect. And it's been very well documented that even players this year said that, we were a little bit too sloppy just because AP didn't keep it clean and tight inside that locker room. He was a little bit more of the, substitute teacher. I want everybody to like me. I want everyone to be my friend. And I think Pete Carroll has that, I want everybody to be my friend. But he also stands up there and he goes, I've been a Super Bowl champion. I've been a national champion. I've won a lot of football games. And that does demand respect. But I think the Raiders have made it very clear to everybody inside of that building, if anybody asks you anything whatsoever in regards to Christian Wilkins, you say nothing. And I think that that's what's been said. And usually when that type of stuff happens, it means that there is some legal ramifications that are going to follow, and only time's going to tell. And here's the cool part. Cool part's not the right word. When we do find out what happened, I'm going to be here breaking it all down for you, so hopefully you're subscribed here to the Raiders Report. I want to show y'all our YouTube's top fans today. As it stands right now, my guy, 93 Nabman in first place, Cameron Sproul in second, Yoda Jenkins in third. Right now, they would go home with 50 raffle tickets to get in our Fantasy Football League. People rank fourth all the way down to 10. You're going to get 25 raffle tickets to get in our Fantasy Football League. And then if you are between 11 all the way down to 20. Right now, you would get 10 raffle tickets. We're going to show that, at the very, very end of today's show. And some of you are probably seeing, well, wait a minute. I have 75 XP. Why am I not in the top 20? I don't have the answer for you. All I know is this. By super chatting, by commenting on this live show, you're going to get more XP. It's a brand new feature that YouTube is launching. And anytime YouTube launches a feature, I want to be able to sit up here and talk to you all about it, because I want y'all to understand what I am talking about.
We do have a...
What do we got?
I did.
What do we got?
Oh, yeah. Here we go. This is what YouTube gave us on how you get XP.
Correct. A place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in the live chat, which you're seeing with those purple crowns. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. How to get on the leaderboard. You'll need to collect experience points or XP. Here's how you get them. Send live chat messages, send super chats, and super stickers. So super chat's the easiest way to climb the board. But if you're like, hey, man, I can't super chat, it's all good. All I ever want people to do is to be able to participate in the show. Like, I would look at it as XP as saying, like, you're going to go to a Raiders game, right? And if all you can afford is the nosebleeds, I'll tell you this, that's all I'm going to be able to afford at Allegiant Stadium. It would be the nosebleeds. And I have no problem saying that out loud. But guess what? You're going to hear me from those nosebleeds. I'm going to be screaming my freaking lungs out. I'm going to sound the way that I do after a Raiders touchdown, after a Raiders game. And that's kind of what the comment section is. If you're somebody that's going to be loud and proud no matter where you're sitting, if you're going to be somebody that's loud and proud in the front, hey, comment the entire time. You'll gain more XP, and you'll shoot up the leaderboard. How about this? Let's get some XPs going here. If you want to shout out here on the Raiders Report, and I want to know who's watching this show on Tuesday, because we're never afraid to get this thing turned up on a Tuesday, spam me down below, and I'm going to give some shout-outs here on the Raiders Report. Let's go to Drew. Who will be a more vocal leader this year, Max or Gino? I actually think that was one yesterday, and I answered that one as Max Crosby. Chugs, Punk or Gunther SummerSlam watch party.
I mean, it's Gunther. Gunther's the next guy up. I'm pretty sure.
I was going to say Punk because I just can't stand Paul Gunther.
I'm pretty sure that there's been rumors already that Gunther's going to be John Cena's last match, and they kind of want to hand the torch down to him. I don't see Gunther losing unless somebody intervenes. I mean, he shouldn't lose either. I think he's one of the best overall wrestlers in the WWE right now. I think he's awesome. So give me Gunther. In terms of a SummerSlam watch party, I will not be doing that. Saturday, it is my stepdad's birthday, and they're going to be in the DFW area, so I'll be going to meet with them. But I will definitely be tuning in to SummerSlam. So let me know your SummerSlam predictions in the comment section if you're watching. Who do you think is going to go away with the win, Punk or Gunther? And let me know what other matches y'all are looking forward to.
I want to give some shout-outs here. Frank Mendez, J. Ray, K. Smooth 21. What up, Jeremy Cole? I see Hot Dog down below. Wolverine 0808. I also got my guy Bay Raider RG, Drew Himmelin, King Sanchez, Horror Fanatic Lance, Scott Smith, Misty Williamson, Ed Robbins. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you each and every one of y'all for pulling up today on the Raiders Report. Could the Raiders trade JPJ if we're going with Meredith at starting center? I freaking hope not. And I really don't think that the Raiders are planning on not starting Jackson Powers Johnson.
A second for him?
I mean, that's what I would want for JPJ. He's your second best lineman behind Colton Miller. And I think if the Raiders do end up going with Jordan Meredith at center, you got to put JPJ then at left guard, which is where he played last season. And then I'm going to put Dylan Parham at right guard. Like, I get that they went out and got Alex Kappa, but there's no way you can look at me and tell me that you think Alex Kappa is a better football player than Jackson Powers Johnson. And maybe some people would say, well, Kappa over Dylan Parham. If they want to test it out, if that's what they want to do, then let them go ahead and do it. But I will question the intelligence of this entire coaching staff if we trot out in week 1 against the New England Patriots and Jackson Powers Johnson isn't a starting player on that line. I mean, even, I kind of almost wonder what players are thinking. And I literally just saw this quote from Adam Butler, and this is what he had to say on Jackson Powers Johnson. I'm a real big fan of JPJ. I see him as an all-pro guard at some point. I don't know if it's now or later. I'm really excited about him. I wonder if Adam Butler is saying that, if they're having conversations right now inside of that, organization of, hey, if Meredith's the starter, we're going to put JPJ at offensive guard. And I do think Jackson Powers Johnson is good enough to be an all-pro offensive guard. I also think he's good enough to be an all-pro center. And if it was up to me, I would want JPJ, the offensive line that's going to set the tone for us, to be right there at center. I don't understand why he wouldn't be the center. Maybe they feel Jordan Meredith is just a better center than he is an overall guard, and it makes our entire offensive line better. But at the same time, if Meredith is getting work at center, my problem isn't that Meredith is getting work at center. My problem is Meredith is getting work at center, JPJ's working with the twos. That's not how it should be. It should be Meredith working at center, put JPJ at left guard. It doesn't make sense to me. If Meredith is getting work at center, JPJ should be getting work at left guard, not working with the twos. That's my opinion. I'm not trading them, though. The fact no players reacted on social media for Wilkins speaks loud. Also, Pete just start JPJ. Thanks. I'm kind of with you. I think the Raiders have been told, again, I think that they've been told to not have any communication with anybody outside of the organization. Players that I talk to frequently are not talking to me right now. And I'm just being very transparent with you. I feel like I was able to get a lot of really good scoops. Right now, I am maneuvering as best as I can through agents, through other NFL insiders, but even agents that I've talked to in the past. Nothing. I'm getting left on red. I'm getting left on scene. Quite frankly, it reminds me when I was 24 years old and I was single, trying to get on all these dating apps, and you message somebody because you match and you just don't get anything in reply. That's how I feel right now. So before we get into our first segment here, which again, I've already released a video on the Raiders training camp news. If you haven't seen that yet, Go check it out. It's already on the channel. The segments that I'm going to be doing here are some good news for Raiders fans, and then a brand new 53-man roster projection, and then at the very end of today's show, a $20 Venmo duck race. If you're trying to get in, as it stands right now, $20 Venmo, you would go home with Richard Engel, you're in. Well, you don't get to go home with Richard Engel. He's just in the race. Dart Fatass, you in. And then I saw somebody by the name of James Nicely. James, you owe me another $10 Venmo. So, James, if you're trying to get in, you got to send me another 10. As it stands right now, 20 to win, $90 here on the Raiders Report. Chuggy Bull, you ready to do this first segment, my man?
I am ready.
All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about here is
Good news.
I'm going to call it good news because it's been this past week has been a little bit of a kick in the nuts. I mean, let's just call it how it is. The whole Christian Wilkins situation, I think, has been a little bit of a kick in the nuts. Gary Davidson says, eat the chip. I still have to eat a chip. Yes, Wild 114 had me get the most spicy chip in the world. It's called the One Chip Challenge. I've been saving it. I don't know when I'm going to do it, and I'll have to figure out when to do it, but the problem is it just messes up my insides, guys. It gets me good, but you have my word. I will do the chip challenge before the season starts. I have it. I literally have the chip. I got to go do it. Few more people getting in here. I see Husker Raider. You, sir, are in. And then Anthony Green. You, sir, are in. 20 to win, 110 as it stands right now. Holla at your boy, Mitch, from Bruce Bird. What up, Bruce Bird? All right, y'all, let's get into the good news coming up here on today's show. And I think when you hear what I have to say, you're also going to agree. It's good news for all Raiders fans out there. I got some good news here for Raider Nation because the three players that I'm going to talk about here on today's show have really been opening eyes at Raiders training camp. Let's face the facts here. If we want the silver and black to go out there and compete every single week, which is something that, let's face it, we were unable to do last season. If we want the Raiders to compete in the AFC West, if we want the Raiders to compete for a playoff spot, for a Super Bowl title, you need certain guys to take that next step. Certain players that maybe their first year, maybe their first 2 years, haven't lived up to expectations. But I do think this, the three players that I'm going to talk about here on today's show, I think are all three of them are ready to take that next step. And if and when they do, it's really going to help us forget about Christian Wilkins. It's going to help us forget about how bad last season was. And it's going to help us focus on that we are moving in the right direction with Pete Carroll and John Spytek. The first player that I'm going to bring up here that's ready to take that next step, I'm going to go with Tyree Wilson. And he has been looking really good at Raiders training camp. And I get it. This is the third year of me talking about Wilson and saying, is this going to be the year? But can we all be honest with ourselves? Look yourself in the mirror right now. Doesn't it seem a little bit different with Tyree? Doesn't it seem like it's starting to click up here a little bit? Doesn't it seem like the guy that was drafted number 7 overall is finally getting the ball in motion and he's starting to look the part of what we were all hoping for? He's played in only 33 games. He has started in only 4. Let's face the facts here. He is going into a contract year, and he is somebody that hasn't lived up to the hype. He's entering his third year in the NFL. I'm hoping that he's ready to take that step forward. And every single player that I'm going to talk about here on today's show, I'm going to illustrate why that I believe that they're going to take that next step and why it's good news. Because if you don't think that Tyree Wilson looking and playing the way that he does right now is good news, then I don't think that you're much of a Raiders fan, man. Before I get into all the reasons why I think Tyree Wilson is ready to take that next step, today's show is presented by Panda Sups. Use code Raiders for 20% off at pandasups.com. They just got something brand new. And in something brand new, there's a surprise inside if you buy this item. I'll tell you about this item here in a little bit. Let's go to the first reason why, though, I think Tyree's ready to take that next step. He's going to be a Christian Wilkins replacement. And when you look at the production that Tyree has had over his first few seasons in the NFL and also the opportunities, he's going to get a lot more opportunities this season. He played over 500 snaps last season, played just under 500 snaps as a rookie, but he's got a legit opportunity to work as a defensive end and a legit opportunity to work on the interior as a defensive tackle. And I think because he can be that rotationary player, that's going to be a big reason why he succeeds. Chugs, you got to give him his flowers. 2 years ago, he's like, I think he's a better defensive tackle. I slid up here, and I'll tell you, I think he's a better defensive tackle. I did think that he lost a little bit of that first step with the injury that he had, but he does look finally healthy. And a finally healthy Tyree Wilson at the defensive tackle position, finally getting more opportunities, he's going to help you take that next step. But you know what also motivates people? The dollar bills. And because this is a contract year for him, for those of you that don't know, when you're drafted in the first round, you get 5 years as a contract. But teams don't have to pick up that fifth-year option. The fifth year is where you make the most money. Tyree Wilson wants to be on that fifth-year option, but to be able to prove to the Raiders that he deserves to be on that fifth-year option, he needs to go out and he needs to play well this year, or else the Raiders are just going to decline that fifth year. So it's a contract year for Wilson. And then the final reason is this. I think that this staff is the perfect staff for Tyree. You got Rob Leonard, who is a scientist, a great leader in terms of helping out defensive linemen get better and better. And you saw Tyree get better and better as the season went on last year. But also, a guy like Pete Carroll. In my conversations that I've had with Wilson, he's a very quiet person. He's a very humble person. And I think he dealt with a lot of BS with the first regime, the second regime, because they didn't coach him the way that he needed to be coached. Well, he took it upon himself to work with Max Crosby. Him and Max have been tied at the flipping hip this entire offseason, and I believe with the staff that they have, somebody that does positive reinforcement instead of McDaniels, which was everything was negative. AP hyped him up a little bit too much, I would say, and not coaching him in terms of like telling him what he's doing wrong. Now you have a staff that's telling him what he's doing right, what he's doing wrong, and they are being able to teach it and communicate it in a way that's easily digestible for Tyree Wilson. He's putting on some weight too, man. He looks really flipping good. So let's go to the pinned comment here on today's show. How many sacks is the Tyree Dactyl going to have this upcoming season? My answer is going to be coming up right here after this YouTube ad break. I have had high expectations for Wilson every single year that he has been a member of the Las Vegas Raiders, and this is my final year. It is put up or shut up time for number 9. And I'm going to go with 7.5 sacks this upcoming season for Wilson. He had 3.5 his rookie year. He had 4.5 last season. I anticipate 7.5 this upcoming season with somewhere around, I'm hoping 650 to 700 snaps played for Tyree. If we want our defense to be truly elite, you need Wilson to build off the year that he had last season, and it was a solid season. A 66.7 overall PFF grade. Did okay in the pass rush, but where he really thrived was in the run defense game. And we're going to need him to be able to step up again and be a solid run defender for the Silver and Black. And I also think players like our linebacker crew, filled with Jamal Adams, Landon Roberts, Jermaine Pratt, hell, even a guy like Devin White, I think that having all of those players as well that are experienced in terms of stopping the run, it's going to help out Tyree Wilson quite a bit. And it's why I'm pretty excited to see what he's going to be able to do for this Raiders roster. Let's keep it moving here on the Raiders Report. And coming up next here, I got more players that are ready to take that next step. And the reason why I wanted to do this show is because I do want people to realize that the players that I'm talking about today are so critical for us to go from being a 8-win team to being an actual playoff contender. If these 3 players play the way that they've been looking in training camp and live up to the expectations, live up to where they are drafted, we're going to forget about Christian Wilkins. And we're going to remind ourselves that we do have a very talented team. And I think if we want to be able to make that playoff run, you need all 3 of these players to look the exact same way on the field as they've been looking at practice here at training camp. Now, I do want to say this huge shout out to everybody that's hit that sub button. We've had 808 new subscribers this week on the Raiders Report. And I just want to say to everybody that's new to the family, we're a big, crazy family here at the Raiders Report, and I will always do my best to keep you guys up to date. but I'll always do my best to show love to the nation because one of the biggest thank yous that you can give me, obviously, is hit that sub button. Obviously, is turning on those noties. But when you take time out of your day to watch this channel, I greatly appreciate it. There's nothing more important in our life than time. So to some of the people that are new subscribers, Angel, Sim, Will, Diane, King of Kings, I see you. I appreciate you. And if you want to shout out on a future Raiders Report show, you got to participate in our live shows. You got to participate down in the comments. Make yourself seen, because I promise you, I will let everybody know who's the real one and who's doing the extracurriculars behind the scenes, because I definitely appreciate it. Let's go to the next player here that I think is ready to take that next step, which is good news for Raider Nation. Tre Tucker at wide receiver. Tucker's another player that we've been hearing it since his rookie season. He's fast. He's electric in open space. But when is he going to take that next step? And this has been a player that has been underneath that microscope because he was that pick that was exchanged for the Darren Waller trade. In 2 seasons, 33 games played. 15 of those games have been starting. And you're looking at another player here in his 3rd year. Another player here going on his 3rd coaching regime because drafted by McDaniels, drafted by Ziegler. Then he has a brand new OC that he's got to come in and learn with Luke Getsy, who was trash. But the reason why Tre Tucker, I think, is ready to take that next step, he personally is ready to take it in his own career. The Raiders are going to hand him the keys to the car, and I'm hoping that he's going to go out there and show everybody that I can be a solid receiver, that I can be a field stretcher, that I can be a reliable piece every single week. But the biggest reason, I think, of why Tucker's going to be able to take that step forward, he's already building great chemistry with Geno Smith. He's already showing Geno that he can be a reliable asset. And I've been saying for weeks, since the day the Raiders traded for Smith, I wonder if Tre Tucker's going to play a very similar role to Tyler Lockett. Look at a guy like Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly loves pre-snap motion. Chip Kelly loves spreading you out, giggity, loves being able to tack you down the field. He wants to put the ball in his playmaker's hands, and he's not afraid to spray it all over the field. That's exactly what Tre Tucker needs. The worst OC you could have given a guy like Tre Tucker is Josh McDaniels and Luke Getsy. Let's go to the next reason here. He continues to move up this depth chart. I would say he's wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. He's battling right now with Dante Thornton on the outside, battling with Jack Besh as well, but he is going to get more of an opportunity this year compared to the opportunities that he's got in the past. Another thing that's going to help him get on the field, he is a really good run blocker. Pound for pound, I know I've said this a few times on this show, but I've had a Raiders player tell me this. Pound for pound, Tre Tucker is one of the strongest, one of the toughest guys on that roster, and when he run blocks, you could tell that he was a high school wrestler, and he loves kind of getting in there and getting dirty with you. He knows that he's smaller, but he wants to block, and the willingness to block and the want to block is why he's going to take that next step. And then the improved hands. You can tell already that his concentration, I believe he had like LASIK or some sort of eye surgery as well, but you could tell that his hands have improved this offseason. I've heard that in multiple reports out there this offseason that his hands are better. And, nothing has changed in terms of how fast he is, his ability to stretch the field, but there has been those drop issues, the concentration issues. And I almost wonder if he's more confident in himself, more confident in his quarterback, more confident in his offensive coordinator, more confident in just in general of where he is at. Confidence is very important, and Tre Tucker looks like the most confident I have ever seen him, and that is why he's ready to take that next step. Coming up, though, the final player that I believe is ready to take that next step, which is really good news for Raider Nation because we need all 3 of these players to not only take that next step, but be what we drafted them to be. And I'm really, really hoping that comes to fruition. Also, what I'm hoping is that you guys take advantage of this deal that we have right now with Panda Sups. And they have a brand new product, which anytime Panda hooks me up with a brand new product, I want to be able to sit up here and I want to be able to talk about it. So what they have is First Blood. Yeah, you heard it. First Blood. Blue Angels is the pre-workout equivalent of a patriotic flyover at a backyard barbecue, loud and unapologetic, and packed with so much power it could violate airspace regulations. This sour blue raspberry flavored blitz slaps your taste buds with enough sonic force to launch your next workout into the stratosphere. Not for the faint of heart. This amount of energy will have you climbing faster than a jet at full throttle and pumped so big it'll have your sleeve screaming for mercy. Blue Angels doesn't just support freedom, it bench presses it. The most badass collaboration is back, baby. First Blood is back to bring the mayhem and drop more bombs than a nuclear invasion. Time to strap yourselves in and unleash the carnage in style. So what you can see right now is the pre-workout that they have, but also what I found out, which was really cool, there's a surprise inside. If anybody takes advantage of the deal, which again, use code Raiders at pandasups.com, and you go out and you try this brand new pre-workout, when you open it, there's a surprise inside. The guy who owns Panda Subs is owned and operated by a die-hard Raiders fan, and he told me he's going to put a surprise in there. I don't even know what the surprise is, but he told me it's a $30 value. So when you open it, you're going to see a surprise inside. Also, though, he does also want me to mention that this protein is still available for anybody out there. Code Raiders, 20% off at pandasups.com. I've been preaching about the protein. I've been preaching about how good it tastes, but also I want y'all to try out the brand new pre-workout because I'm just like y'all. I get done working out, or I get up in the morning, and I've been trying to do my workouts in the morning, and it's just a little bit more difficult for me, and I've been doing that because I work a little bit longer during football season. Sometimes I need that little extra jolt in the morning, and coffee doesn't do the trick. That's where I look to Panda Subs. Pandasups.com, code Raiders for 20% off. Let's go to the next player here that I'm hoping is ready to take that next step because everything that we've been hearing about training camp around Michael Mayer sounds like he's ready to take that next step. And I'll say it like I did at the beginning of the show. If we want to accomplish everything that we want to accomplish as a team, you need Tyree Wilson, Trey Tucker, and Michael Mayer to all take that next step. A player that was selected in round 2, 35th overall in the 2023 NFL Draft. A player in 2 seasons who's played in 25 games, started in 20, missed basically 2 months last season for personal reasons. And you want to make sure that Mayer is in a right headspace. And you want to make sure that Mayer understands and knows that he is being valued, that Chip Kelly plans on using him. And when you hear what Mayer had to say at training camp, I think that you are starting to realize here that he does feel very comfortable, and he is happy to be a Las Vegas Raider. And confidence, again, is a very, very important thing in regards to Michael Mayer, in regards to anybody that has a pulse. Here's what Mayer had to say at Raiders training camp. I think this is the best I have felt in my 2.5, 3 years in the NFL. No doubt about it. And I think that that comes with mentally and emotionally being where you want to be because your body's not going to be where you want it to be. If your mental is not where you want it to be, and my mental and emotional is the best it's been also, so it's a connection of all three in the physical. Also, A.J. Niebel, the strength and conditioning coach, he's done a great job with me this offseason, and I did a great job with myself when I was at home for 3 to 4 or 5 weeks during this break. So the first reason here of why I think Michael Mayer is going to take that next step, he's mentally and physically right. And I think last season when the whole situation happened with Mayer, there was a lot of question marks. There was a lot of wondering going on. But I think there was a lot of wondering from the Raiders side and from Michael Mayer's side. Chip Kelly, he's been using the tight ends. I mean, how many reports have you heard from me? How many stories have we seen that Chip Kelly is doing everything in his power to get Ian Thomas involved, Michael Mayer involved, Brock Bowers involved? They are using these guys all over the football field. And for the first time in Michael Mayer's career, his NFL career, he's got an OC that knows what he's doing. And that is really important because I know we heard a lot about 2 tight end sets, but also you need to have the right coaching staff. You also need to have the right quarterback to get that second tight end out there on the field, and Geno Smith is that right guy. Geno Smith's ability to spray it deep, to spray it 10 yards, 20 yards, and to be on target is really important. Mayer also said that he's been working hard this offseason, and we know that Mayer can be a reliable pass catcher. But one of the things that I loved about Mayer at Notre Dame was his ability to block, and I'll never forget the story about Max Crosby, we'll call it humbling Mayer, that one practice back in 2023 where Max just basically beat the shit out of him. And, you know, I think that sometimes you have to have that little bit of a learning curve. And a lot of times you see that tight end take that year 2 jump, and it's because they're trying to learn out the blocking aspects of playing in the NFL. Well, last season was, a little bit of a strange season for Mayer. I think what you're seeing is he's putting together as a receiver. He's putting together with a good OC, good quarterback. His confidence is back. His mental health is back. And his blocking ability is going to get him on the field more this upcoming season because he believes in himself and the Raiders believe in him. Now, before I let everybody else know this, I know I've already said it a few times, and we are getting ready to wrap up the show today. Chugs and I are going to be live on our main YouTube channel for the Hall of Fame game. Chargers up against the Detroit Lions. This game gets started at 8 p.m. Eastern time, but if you want to hang out with Jeremy and I and you want to watch this game, I'm going to be on our Chat Sports YouTube channel. The link is right here, youtube.com/chatsports. This link is also going to be available to y'all down in the comments and in the description of today's show. The game starts at 8 p.m. We're going to be live at 7 p.m. And if you want to join 413,000 subs, it's going to be a big show. We're going to be probably the #1 most watched Hall of Fame watch party out there. So hopefully you tune in. Won't be as crazy as the Raiders report, but we have a lot of fun over there as well. So before I get going here, I do have a question for Raider Nation. What's the biggest impact, or who's going to have the biggest impact for the Silver and Black? And actually, this is the live poll as it stands right now. Do you think it's going to be Tyree Wilson? Do you think it's going to be Trey Tucker? Or do you think it's going to be Michael Mayer? Out of these three players here, who's going to make the biggest impact for the Raiders? My answer coming up after this YouTube ad break. I'm going to go #1 will be Tyree Wilson. And I just anticipate him taking that leap forward and him getting more of an opportunity on the defensive line. Pete Carroll's been speaking high volumes of him. Then I'm going to go Trey Tucker, and then I'm going to go Michael Mayer. And I have confidence in all three of these players. I'm just simply saying that I believe Wilson, out of those three, is going to make the biggest impact overall for this brand new regime. But overall, in conclusion, and the reason why I wanted to make this video, we've heard nothing but positive reports from Tyree Wilson. We've heard nothing but positive reports around Trey Tucker, around Michael Mayer. And if we want to accomplish our goals, competing in the AFC West, making a playoff push, chasing that Lombardi trophy, because Pete Carroll, Tom Brady, John Spytek, these guys have done a lot of winning. They're not doing this thing not to win. And if we do want to be able to win, and if we want to be able to forget about a guy like Christian Wilkins, you need Tyree Wilson, Trey Tucker, Michael Mayer to take that step forward, which is exactly what they've been doing this whole offseason. If that's not good news to you, you might want to check your pulse. All right, nation, we got over 500 people here down below. And I got a question for you. Today is National Chicken Wing Day. National Chicken Wing Day. If you had to pick, and I know there's a lot of wing flavors out there. Are you going buffalo or are you going barbecue? If you could only pick between those two, buffalo or barbecue, I don't want you to answer because we got a little Tuna's Top 5 coming up here in just a moment. I'm not going to lie to you. For me, it actually depends. Like if I go, do you have ranch? If the answer is ranch, I go barbecue. If all they have is blue cheese, I'll go buffalo.
Oh, that's another good question.
But if I could only pick, I'm not going to lie, I'd probably go barbecue.
Why for yes and for no, are you a blue cheese person? I like blue cheese.
I do too, with buffalo wings.
Blue cheese is good with some wings. And hot take for me, I love blue cheese on a burger. Blue cheese bacon burger? Yeah, on a bacon, like on a bacon burger. Blue cheese
crumbles, absolutely.
With some hot sauce.
Blue cheese crumbles, love
I promise you, if you've never had blue cheese on a burger, try it once. Blue cheese, bacon, and some hot, whatever your favorite hot sauce is.
Gas.
So good.
I'm seeing right. All cheese is moldy. I was going to say, don't look up what cheese is if you don't like moldy cheese. What about truffles? I've heard truffles are pretty wild. Rome says barbecue.
Somebody was saying they love truffle butter.
Yikes. Tough Bandit says Asian Zing from B-Dubs. Buffalo and blue cheese, LOL from Zalesbo. Boneless barbecue, bone-in buffalo. I actually don't mind that take. Ranch from Raider Nation 80. So the reason why I wanted to ask this question again, one of the things that we always love to do here is remember the great Brandon Jasper. And Brandon Jasper always loved a top 5.
Two things. Top 5s and duck races. And I saw Bruce Bird ask, how do I get in the duck race?
Oh, okay.
Right here. That's why I was pulling it up.
Got you.
Bruce just asked, how do I get in the duck race? Right here. $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365 if you want to get in on the duck race. Probably a couple people have gotten in as well over the past segment.
Yeah, the last time I checked, right now it is a $20 Venmo. You would go home with $110. $110 here on today's show. So if you want in, you can add me as a friend, Bruce, at Mitchell Renz 365, or you can hover over that QR code with your camera, click on the link that pops up, and then that'll be me, and you can Venmo me there. But that's how you get into the duck race. I appreciate you super chatted to ask me. I feel bad, but you gotta Venmo because if you have a win, chance to get if you were to win, I have to send it somewhere.
Well, Bruce, not all bad. Probably gonna get some free tickets for the raffle for the Raiders Report Fantasy Football League.
Because I mean, right now the top fans, as it stands, it's Navman, and then Bryce, and then Cameron. Those are the top three.
That's Bruce Bird.
Yep. Bruce Bird at number 2 right now. Let's go to Cameron. Colton Miller at left tackle and JPJ at left guard. Shell and Upshaw. I mean, if you were to tell me right now that, why would the Raiders want to do this? It would tell me they have a clear path of where they want to run on 3rd down and 1. Where they want to run on 4th down and 1. Because if you got JPJ and Colton Miller on one side of that offensive line, that's going to be the way that I personally am going to run. I'm going to run behind JPJ as often as humanly possible because I just think he's the biggest bully you have on that offensive line. No disrespect to DJ Glaze or, Alex Kappa or Dylan Parham, whoever it might be, but me personally, I'm going to run behind Colt Miller and Jackson Powers Johnson. That's just me, though. Let's go to Ed Robbins. Starting defense front 7. Crosby, Butler, Wilson, Koonce, Pratt, Adams, Roberts. What do you think? I would say right now, if I had to give you a prediction, I don't think that Jamal Adams would be it based on what I've heard and based on what I talked about today in the show. The top 3 linebackers for the Raiders right now are Landon Roberts, Jermaine Pratt, and Devin White. Devin White had an outstanding day today. He had an interception. He had a sack. From what I understood, it was the best practice that he's had so far from the training camp days. But if you wanted to tell, if I wanted to be honest about our front 7, I would go Crosby, Adam Butler, Tyree Wilson, Malcolm Koonce. Wilson might be the one that if they go forefront, I think you have it right. And if they go forefront and they want to take Wilson out of that mix, I would look out for either Jonah Laulu or Lecky Fotu. If they want to go with a 5-man front, then I think it's Crosby, Butler, Wilson, Koonce. Also throw in there Lecky or, again, Jonah Laulu. But the top 3 linebackers right now are Landon Roberts, Jermaine Pratt, and Devin White. I'd confidently say that. Bruce Bird, I think we already told you how to get in the duck race, my guy.
Yeah.
Hopefully you are in. I can check out my phone here real quickly. I'm going to refresh. I do actually see a new one is in, and it is Yoda Jenkins. But also, we did just get some breaking news. We got a brand new top fan, and his name is Bayou Raider. Bang! Bayou! What is going on, my brother? Bayou Raider decided to pull up today.
The ceiling missing.
Dude, I'll tell you what. We're about to blow the roof off this joint with the ceiling missing. We got a brand new number 1 Bayou. Just so you know, right now you are comfortably going to get 50 tickets into the raffle. Shout out time, Mitch Chugs and Chat Sports. Thank you for the content and commitment to Raider fam. Hashtag Big Tuna. Spam MCC for the Chat Sports team.
Mitch Chug and Chat.
Mitch Chug and Chat. MCC down below. I love the spam, but you know what, Bayou? I want to get some big tunas going. I want to get some tunas going down below because we're going to get into tuna's top 5. Bayou Raider from the bottom of my heart, dude. This is a really, really awesome super chat. Anytime y'all say thank you to us again, it's it's a huge. We appreciate it. You know, I think super chats are an easy way to tip your bartender, right? To tip your waiter. And I know we're not a bartender or a waiter though. Sometimes I feel like I'm a bartender. Yeah, we always appreciate it, man.
Wilkins on the rocks.
But then also, you showed love to the Chat Sports team, and I want people to know, like, Chat Sports is my family here, and I think, I tweeted that out over the weekend. Work for a company that treats you like family. I think Chat Sports has always done a great job for that. But then also, you give a shout-out to the Big Tuna. And I said earlier on this live show when I was giving shout-outs to some of our new subs that we've had, we're so much more than a YouTube channel. I think we've been able to build a really, really awesome community here. And, there's a lot of y'all that are friends outside of this show. And I think it's because, you just get to know people super well. And the fact that you're putting Tuna's name in there, again, I appreciate it. And I respect the hell out of it. So, let's get into Chugs' top 5 chicken wing flavors. Today's Tuna's top 5 chicken wing flavors. So, while Chugs is breaking down his favorite flavors, what I want you guys to do is rate that flavor on a scale of 1 to 10 for me.
Okay. And just want to let you know this
because I want to see it.
This list is my list alone.
Yep.
And it is 100% correct. All right. First one, number 5.
Coming in here at number 5.
I'm going with some garlic parmesan. And it does kind of vary from place to place because some places have it where it's like a sauce. Some people have it as where it's like a dry rub, like garlic and parmesan. It's just a classic. I love garlic parm wings. And it's just sometimes I don't want all the spice.
Yep.
But also, I don't mind if a place has a spicy garlic parm either.
I'm with you. Like, you know how we were talking about blue cheese earlier? I want my garlic parmesan wings to have like chunks of parmesan.
Yeah.
Chunks of garlic. And I like a little bit of sauce on there. I think it's a great fried wing. Like, you get a lot of good crisp on it. Though this is a mandatory ranch wing. I'm not doing blue cheese with garlic parm. I'll be honest. It's a mandatory ranch wing for me.
Honestly, for me, I probably wouldn't dip. I usually just, especially if it's a wet, I'll just go for it. If it's a dry rub garlic parmesan, I'm dipping in the ranch.
Speaking of a dry rub and speaking of getting wet,
I didn't know where you're going.
Bang! Come on, that man! We got a brand new leader for our top fans here on the Raiders Report. We'll get right back to that Tuna top 5 here in a moment. Not so fast, Bayou. The OGs are in the building. I miss my boy Tuna. Nah, man, I think one of the most, coolest interactions I've ever heard of is, you with Brandon's significant other, Brandon, and then, as it kind of dwindled down there, his final days, his final weeks, people like you, Zon, we're always just trying to keep him in good spirits, man. That dude was as much of a Raider fan as he was a human being. Always think about Brandon, and it hurts my soul, but glad I had the chance to know him. And, I think Brandon is an absolute OG. I think real recognize real, and I guarantee you this right now. Nah, man, he's standing up there looking down at you, and he's going, bro, don't miss me. You don't got to miss me, man. All right, let's go to number 4 here, and Chugs' top 5, lemon pepper Lou.
Lemon pepper, and if I'm going to be honest,
I'm listening.
Growing up, I didn't really have a lot of lemon pepper. This is my wife's favorite flavor, so I'm somewhat forced to get it, but it's grown on me. I do like lemon pepper, and I will say the caveat, lemon pepper, I must have ranch. Like you said, you need ranch over blue cheese with garlic parm. Lemon pepper, if I don't have ranch, I kind of don't want it.
I'm with you.
But lemon pepper dipped into the ranch, even if it's like a hot lemon pepper too, oh.
See, lemon pepper scares me because I'm either getting a lemon pepper wing that I love or one that I'm just not crazy about. I want actually a little bit more lemon. I want a lot of pepper in it mixed in as well. I just want a lot of lemon pepper, a lot of garlic parm, and a lot of Bayou Raider Bang! Bang! Let's go, Navman! Let's rock today! This could get interesting.
Wow.
Bayou pulling up to the scene with the city missing.
Nav, man, I don't think that's the case.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like that's what obviously lived in Texas my entire life. Nav, man, I feel like this is what people say about brisket all the time, where it's like, if you need sauce with brisket, it's a bad brisket. Which I like sauce with my brisket.
I agree with that. It's like people always tell me if you add, like my dad, notorious. If you add ketchup to a burger, it's not a good burger. Or like I like ketchup, so I use a little bit more. But he's like little bit, and he's good to go. He's like, I want to taste the meat. It's not that I don't want to, but I also like moisture. I like sauce. Giggity. Bayou! Bring in the heat, which I think is perfect for our next one here.
Original hot.
Okay.
Original Buffalo. It has to be on your list. It's the OG.
Relax, Yoda Jenkins.
It is the number. Whoa. It is like when you think of wings, every single wing spot that has wings has this flavor. Original hot. And this is where the blue cheese comes in. This with blue cheese, love it. Absolutely love an original hot with blue cheese.
I also agree with Aaron. Peanut butter on a burger is epic. Could not agree more. To be honest, I know I always talk about Barcode Burger. It's a spot out in Vegas. It's where I did my competitive eating contest against Jermaine, Colton Miller, and also Jonathan Hankins. They make a peanut butter and jelly wing.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
it's unbelievable.
I didn't, spoiler, it's not going to be on this list.
Yeah.
But it's only because that's the only place I've ever seen that wing.
Yeah.
So to add peanut butter and jelly without any context would be people be like, that's insane.
I agree.
They were great though.
They were so good, dude. They were so good.
Thoughts on the original hot? Do you like it? Do you like an OG hot wing?
See, OG hot wing, I'll eat it with ranch, but I want a good blue cheese if I'm going to get the original hot. Also, I want them to be messy. Like, if I'm going to get a buffalo, I want there to be a lot of buffalo sauce on it. It's got to be a crispy wing where, like, Alex, she likes, if it's original hot, she doesn't want there to be a lot of buffalo sauce. She just wants the wing itself to be hot.
Oh, yeah. I want it saucy.
I'm with you. I need it saucy hot. Tabasco also hot, not for me. Got to be a buffalo wing.
Yeah, got to be like Frank's classic. Oh, yeah. Good. Next one, and this might kind of split the fan base.
I thought this was number one for you. I didn't know. I have no idea what number one is now.
This might split the fan base a little bit. I'm going Asian style / Korean chicken wing.
This would be my number one.
Oh, I love Korean fried chicken, Korean wings, Asian style, like that Asian zing flavor wing.
Okay.
Absolutely love it. It's absolutely delicious. I'm here for it. I'm 100% here for it, for the Asian style wing. Now, this one is where it's like, I don't know necessarily if I use, like, I don't feel like I need to use a ranch or anything else with these style wings. I don't know how you feel about it. You're a big sauce mixer guy. You mix a lot of sauces.
I'm a big sauce mix guy. Out of all these wings, the one that I would say doesn't require a sauce is the Asian style Korean zing. Though, if I'm gonna eat this wing with a sauce, it's gonna be ranch.
Yeah.
It's gonna be ranch. Though I would have bet money that was gonna be your number one. Quite frankly, I have no idea what number one is gonna be.
I think number one
is
on the stream right now, goes by the name of
Bang! I'll tell you what, we got a heavy hitter duel going back and back and back. Oh my goodness. Also, what's funny about this, Navman he's very like me in a sense of, I don't know if he did it on purpose, but he one-upped them by a percent. Like, that's some wild one type of shit there. Game on, Bayou. wallet test. We don't need to turn this into a wallet test. However, this is for me or the wife will kill me. Ha ha ha. Raiders! Oh my God. You guys are going back and forth right now. Back and forth.
I feel like I'm watching Wimbledon. Nobody clipped that.
Bayou!
That's how Wilkins plays tennis.
Stop. Raider! Bang! Oh my goodness. What the wife don't know. I mean, I'll tell you this.
This makes me think of that scene from Waterboy. What mama don't know, don't hurt her.
Well, Bayou, do you have the list 5 of the highest XPs on a Raiders Report stream? I don't know if you built it or Dylan built it. We might not.
Oh, are you talking about this?
I am talking about this. So I just want y'all, anytime there's a chance for a record to be broken, I'm going to tell y'all about it. And as it stands right now, Bayou Raider, you're at 20,075 XP. With another bang, you go here, where Jerry Danley is. If you want to beat what Anthony Bamoni did on July 24th, you're going to have to comment, I think, a little bit more.
Night Devil, I would love this. He said, I will send some of my shark bite sauce back with Mitch. Chugs, put it on wings and thank and curse me later. Night Devil, anything that you send back with Mitch for me to try, I'll try live here on the Raiders Report on one of our live shows. I appreciate you so much. I wish I could be out there with you and Mitch. Just scheduling conflicts, wasn't able to work it out. But anything that you can send back for me to try, I'm trying it on live, and I guarantee I'm going to love it because I looked at I looked at your menu and it looks gas.
Yeah, I actually think Night Devil, your menu is very up Jeremy and I's alley. We love Asian food.
Quick date for Tucson to tell people date and time.
So we're gonna give that information out on Friday.
Ooh,
but,
that's what we call a little tease in
wink,
the biz.
wink, nudge, nudge. If you live in the Tucson area, August 22nd, we're gonna have a good time. Do a little Raiders meetup. Fabian, though, one really important thing is going to be is this a new one? Jesus.
Yep.
Really important thing, Fabian. I'm only bringing my backpack, so it's got to be small. It's got to be less than 3.4 ounces.
Oh, he was gonna give you a gallon.
That's probably not gonna work. Man! Bang! See you Friday night on my show, Mitch. It could get lit. For those of you that do not know, my guy 93 Navman is an absolute legend, and he's been trying to do his own YouTube show. All I'm going to say is this. I'm going to give you guys a deal on Friday. I'm very confident you guys are going to be able to accomplish that deal, especially if you two are going to be here. And I'm going to join Navman on his YouTube show Friday night. Again, I'm going to give you guys a deal. I'm a man that always gives a good deal. And I promise you, after the way that today's show's gone, Navman, you can almost count me in on that YouTube stream that night. But the bottom line is this. You've seen what Navman has been doing. Raider Shield Families, his YouTube channel. Nav, if you want to just, comment down below, go click on that, hit subscribe, and you guys are going to be able to listen to Navman and I, chop it up on his show Friday. And the only way, I think the way that show is going to work is if we get wet and wild for Friday happy hour, and we just kind of keep the party rolling over on Navman's stream. But the plan is, what did I tell you, Navman? I told you, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. my time. So that's when I plan on joining the
Eastern
stream.
Time, what is that, 5 p.m. Pacific?
Yep.
Oh. To be specific.
How the heck do you get it rounded up a cent?
Bayou
Raider! Bang! If I had to guess,
it's because he's watching on desktop.
Yep, desktop to mobile is the biggest reason there. But with that bang, Bayou Raider has now got the second highest XP of all time on a Raiders report stream. And I'm just going to say it like this. It is crazy. It was insane. Absolutely, positively insane.
Speaking of insane, this might freak some people out.
Oh, I actually forgot about your top 5.
My number 1 chicken wing flavor, in my opinion, I love a barbecue wing. A barbecue, spicy barbecue, any kind of barbecue. I love some barbecue style wings. Absolutely love it. With the ranch. I love barbecue with the ranch. And I do think that was a gong as well for Bayou Raider.
Yep. I was going to say, can you update that list 5 XP? Because I think it's going to be in the next show. Bayou! This one, man, goes out to you. It's gong time here on the Raiders Report. Bayou! Bayou! Come on, dude. Absolutely, positively insane, man. Absolutely insane, y'all. We went from just chilling out, talking about wings, to Navman and Bayou going bang for bang. Unflippin' believable, dude. Unbelievable, dude. I've seen a lot of crazy shit on this show. I've seen crazy shit all the time on this show. But when you all do shit like that, it's wild. It's freaking wild, man. Really, truly is. Also, what's wild is I got some people that are getting in the duck race, which I'm looking right now. Brian Baca, I got you in the duck race. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit surprised that spicy barbecue in general is your number 1. But if you were to tell me what's the number 1 wing that, like, I would need to have or I couldn't live without, probably would be barbecue, just because of all the different variations that you can get with a barbecue wing.
Oh, no, Rebel. Number 3 is, like, original buffalo.
Yeah.
Buffalo. He said rigged list. Buffalo's not in it. Yeah, that's number 3. Like, original buffalo wings, original hot. But, dude, yeah. Barbecue, spicy barbecue with ranch, hits.
Bruce Bird, I got your message. I got you. You, sir, are in. And man, oh man, what a Tuna's top 5 that turned it out to be. Bayou, Nabman, y'all are some crazy mother effers. Nabman, again, dude, I owe you. And we're gonna have a lot of fun Friday.
I've had that before, root beer flavor wings, where it's like a root beer barbecue flavor.
I would try it. Absolutely.
They have it whenever we get that BJ's Brew House during the year, like that does the sliders. Their barbecue is like a root beer barbecue flavor. It's good. I mean, I would just lump that into barbecue for me, like any kind of barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Like if somebody has like a special root beer barbecue, like cherry barbecue, like whatever kind of barbecue you have.
I would try just about anything. I love wings. It's probably one of my favorite foods.
I am very interested to try
a big sauce
Night Devil's shark bite sauce.
Yeah, him and I were talking. We talked for what the other day, probably like 20, 25 minutes, and he literally told me, he's like, I'll just make a sauce, like whatever.
Oh,
he literally told me, he's like, whatever you love. What'd you tell me exactly? You're like, whatever you like I'll just make you a sauce.
Let me know down in the comment section, what flavor did I miss? Off the top of my head, mango habanero is okay. Depends on the place. I feel like it's very hit or miss for me.
Mango habanero I like, but I need a ranch because it's too spicy for me.
I like jerk chicken wings. Jerk wings are delicious. I love jerk. Dude, I still think about that jerk that we had in North Carolina.
Well, that was the best jerk chicken I've ever had.
That was so good.
That was unbelievable.
Another flavor that, doesn't get as much love that I really like, hot honey. Like a hot honey chicken wing.
Dude, one of my favorite wings that I make sometimes at home, again, when I say make in the air fryer, Old Bay and hot honey.
Ooh.
Just cover them in Old Bay and then a little bit of hot honey.
Somebody else said Old Bay seasoned wings.
Old Bay and hot honey I love a lot. But, I mean, like, to me, buffalo, I probably would have up here a little bit more.
My mom used to make this. She calls it green wings, but it was basically she made a buffalo sauce, but she makes it with the green Tabasco sauce.
Okay.
And then butter, cooks it together, and then throws it on the wings. That's really good too.
I don't know what my grandmother she used to make a wing back in her heyday, and I don't know what the sauce was. Like I don't even know how. I would just categorize as like my grandma's special sauce. Very subtle, but I don't know, something about maybe it's just grandma's cooking. Like Alex yesterday, she gave me some potato salad, and I thought it tasted just like my grandmother's, and I ate the whole thing because I don't know, there's like that nostalgic feel to it.
Oh, also to clarify,
Yep.
It's Raider Shield Family is the name of the show. That's
Correct.
That's the one where he does the show.
Yep. 93 Navman gets you to all the socials. May as well gong that shit now. We'll be live Thursday at 9 Eastern Time, Friday at 8 Eastern Time. So if you want to pull up to Navman's show, he's going live Thursday at 9, and then Friday will be with me at 8 o'clock Eastern, so 5 o'clock Pacific. So if you guys are like, you know what, I want to do a Raiders happy hour with Mitch, get that shit show started. Essentially what I will do is as soon as this show ends, I'll go home real quick. I'll probably just try to get a quick bite to eat because I usually have to after a Friday happy hour. And then I will hop on Navman's show and we'll sit up there for, 30-ish, 45 minutes, chop it up, talk a little Raiders, maybe keep the party going. Navman, if you're down to make a deal, it's your show, but if you're down to make some deals on your show, I'll bring some beers because I got a shit ton of Blue Moons that have just been taking up space in my fridge. And Alex has been asking me to get rid of them. So now that the honeymoon's gone, now that the wedding's done, I can drink more beer. More beer than I was before. Bruce Bird, yes, I did get your Venmo.
Ed's giving us his top 5 wings.
What did Ed go with?
He went with garlic parm,
Okay.
barbecue,
Okay.
buffalo, Asian, and Carolina Reaper. Oh,
Carolina Reaper.
See, for me,
That's
there's
too
a
hot.
line. I like spicy food, but I don't like spicy food where I feel uncomfortable.
Agreed.
Like, if it's making me where it's like, it's actually hurting me and I'm sweating like profusely, like a little sweat, a little like tingly, okay.
Yep.
If it's like I'm like needing to drink milk, how is that enjoyable?
See, that's my problem with mango habanero, and I like mango habanero. I really do. But
So some people
it just
maybe,
gets to a point where it's too hot.
some people handle spice better, and that's fine.
I know, but Carolina Reaper, that's like the 1% of people. Like,
Dude,
like
have you
I
seen
don't
the
know. I don't
videos
know
of
how
that-
you go from garlic parm, barbecue, buffalo, Asian, Carolina Reaper.
have you seen those videos of that old guy and he eats like all the hot wings? He's like, in the chili crisp oil. He'll like get like whatever like hot pepper. He'll be like, it's a Carolina Reaper dipped in some hot chili oil. And he'll just eat all the like the hottest peppers in the world.
No.
Like he doesn't like he I doubt he has taste buds.
I was gonna say, I think at a certain point you just lose your taste buds,
But even way out.
But I mean, I'll say this, like
That ish
like,
must hurt.
like Alex's mom, when she makes salsa, she often forgets, even like Alex's dad, they forget how many, jalapenos they chop up. They literally forget all the time how many peppers they put in. And like the salsa the first day is spicy for me. They're eating it like it's candy, but it's spicy for me. Like a week later and everything's just sitting in there, dude, like I'll get one chip and I'm like in pain. Like I look like Petey. Like it's
Yeah.
bad.
Do you know
They're
what
sitting there eating it like
a sneaky wing that I had recently? Our boss had us over. Brett, he made smoked chicken wings. Those were pretty good.
Ooh.
It was just like a dry rub, like smoked wing, and he smoked them on his I think his like pellet smoker. Those were really good.
very good. Very, very good. Louise said, same with my wife, Mitch. I used to think that I could handle spicy food until I met Alex's family. I'll also say it's a very, like me growing up, spicy to me was buffalo spicy. Spicy to me now is not buffalo spicy.
Aaron said, put habanero sauce on a piece of cheesecake. Crazy good. I feel like that this is going back to the apple pie with
Cheddar
the
cheese. No, cheddar cheese and apple pie was good.
That was good.
It was better than
Oh,
I ever expected.
D. Terry, Louisiana rub, also very good.
Smoke a bone and leg of lamb, best thing ever. I don't know what we're talking about, Patrick B., but it's good to see you here, Mount Raider More.
All right.
Mexican Spice is a different level, bro.
We're
It's
going to get
totally different
into our last show of the day.
Yep.
Mitch is going to do a new 53-man roster breakdown.
Brand new 53, and then we will do a duck race. $20 Venmo. Right now you'd have an opportunity to go home with $160. Mo Shav, Rustin Long, I just got y'all's as well. You guys are in. David Zahn, what's going on, my brother?
I think the Mount Raider More chat might have been chirping a little bit, so we're getting more of the OGs flowing in now. I just checked my IG and I do see the chat was popping a little bit.
The chat was popping on the Mount Raider More chat. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love to see you guys here. Appreciate you pulling up.
With the ceiling missing.
Yep, it's gone. I don't know where it went. You know what, though? Let's get into a brand new 53-man roster projection. Then I got a $20 duck race for you. And then after that, I'm going to piece the F out. Cool? You ready?
Yep. Just a quick reminder.
Cold
This
open.
is yep, you just said it.
I got you. You guys ready? I hope so. Coming up, let's talk about a brand new 53-man roster projection here on the Raiders Report. Before I get into my 53-man roster projection here on the Raiders Report, for those that do not know, Jeremy Chuggs and I are going to be live for the NFL Hall of Fame game. The game begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be live 1 hour before. Now, I know Raider Nation's probably going to be going up against the Chargers, and you know what? Give me some FLACs down below. But this is going to be a really cool opportunity for Jeremy and for myself to go live on our main YouTube channel here at Chat Sports. The link is down there below. It's also going to be in the comments and the description. If you plan on watching the NFL Hall of Fame game, Trey Lance is going to be starting. You might as well watch it with Jeremy Chuggs and I on our YouTube channel that has over 413,000 subs. If you're a real Raider fan and you're a real one, I'm going to have some awesome deals over there for you. So I hope to see you there with Jeremy and I for the Hall of Fame game. A brand new Raiders 53-man roster projection coming at you here on the Raiders Report. My name is Mitchell Renz, and the reason why I'm doing this show was I was asked on Twitter to do this segment because of everything that has happened around adding Jamal Adams, around moving on from Christian Wilkins. So the numbers that you're going to see are the number of me literally listing out what number they are in the 53-man. And I'm going to do this going at depth chart. Then I'm going to tell you which players make it from this Raiders roster. Where we got to start here is at the quarterback position. And Geno Smith, Aiden O'Connell, and Cam Miller are the only quarterbacks that are on the Las Vegas Raiders roster. So because of that, you already know that the Raiders are going to end up keeping 3 quarterbacks. So I know there's been a discussion about Geno and about Aiden competing for the number 1 spot. This is still Geno's team. It's only going to be Geno's team. Anybody that thinks that Aiden's going to steal this team, I'm sorry, I just don't think that you're going to be very happy about it. So, for that reason, count it out with me. 1, 2, and 3 are all a part of this Raiders quarterback room, and they're all going to end up making this 53-man. Cam Miller was drafted in the 6th. Aiden's one of the best backups in the league. Geno Smith is a legit quarterback. Let's now go to the next group here, and it's the running back room. You got Ashton Genty, Raheem Mostert, Sincere McCormick, and I don't know how many running backs this team is going to ultimately keep. I believe that 4 end up making this squad, and I think that that final running back roster spot is going to be between Zamir White, Dylan Laulu, Chris Collier, based off of the reports that we've heard from training camp and based on the information that I have received. I believe that the 4 running backs that end up making this Raiders roster are Genty, Mostert, Sincere McCormick, and Zamir White. I know that I have gone between Zeus and Dylan Laulu on my running back projections for my 53-man, but I'm always going to go with what I hear the most recent. Zeus has lost weight. He has picked up some speed. He's also looks like he's just trying to figure out ways to be a bigger part of that offense. And Dylan Laulu is just falling farther and farther behind in that running back room, and I don't know exactly where he fits for special teams purposes. Let's go to the wide receiver room, and really fun group that we have here, a lot of young talent. I will tell you this, I do not have Alex Bachman in my 53-man, but I do think that if you were to tell me the Raiders end up keeping 6 wide receivers, I'm going to put Alex Bachman in that list, and I'll be very transparent. I think the next time that I end up doing this 53-man, I'm probably going to have Bachman end up making it. But I wanted to keep some extra players on the defensive side of the football because I think there's some extra question marks around the defense, how it stands right now. So because of that, I'm going to keep 5 wide receivers. I know Jacoby, Dante, Trey Tucker, and Jack Besh. The Raiders are really going to focus on using these 4 players a lot. Based on what I've been told, time him a lot. You can tell that he's a really good athlete. He's just having some issues right now, I think, picking up the NFL speed at wide receiver, where I actually think if the Raiders had to make a decision right now to put Tommy Mellott or Alex Bachman out on the field, I think Bachman would get the nod over Mellott just as a slot receiver. But I had to keep 5 because I wanted to keep some other players on this position. So for that reason, Bachman ended up not making this squad. But you know what? I always love seeing how far and wide Raider Nation spreads. And I did this show, I swear to y'all, because I saw somebody tweet at me, at Mitchell Renz 365, hey man, why can't you do this show? I want you to do a new 53. I also know we have a lot of awesome Raiders fans that I've been able to meet in so many different parts of this world. And I bring this up because you guys have so much to say of what I do on this show. This show is built on the backs of Raider Nation. So I got a roll call here for you. Shout out your area code. For those that don't know, I'm from the 570. Let's go to the tight end room now here on the Raiders Report. And in the past videos that I have done, I have kept 4 tight ends on my 53. Here's the thing. That is going to switch up after what I've seen at training camp and not necessarily what I've heard. We've heard a lot of 2 tight end sets. I think right now, yes, the Raiders will do some 2 tight end sets, and yes, you're going to see 3 tight ends out on the field at times, but the number 1 personnel grouping that I have been seeing is 11 personnel, which is 3 wide, 1 tight end, and for that reason, I'm going to keep 3 of them. Because Ian Thomas has done such a solid job at training camp, being a reliable option in the passing game and in the blocking game, I think that the Raiders are going to end up keeping only 3 tight ends because you can make an argument that the best tight end room in the National Football League, Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, Ian Thomas. Quite frankly, I challenge you to find a better tight end room than that group that I just put together right there. Let's go to the offensive line. And there's been a lot of competition on the O-line with JPJ, Jordan Meredith, but also a lot of, positional battles with Dylan Parham, Alex Kappa, Caleb Rogers, Thayer Munford. I believe that this is a team that does truly value the trenches, and I know that the Raiders recently just added Antonio Mafi on the interior, but I just don't think that he's going to be somebody that ends up making this squad. So this is something that has stayed very similar on all the shows that I've done, and I'm going to keep it the same here. I'm going to keep 9 offensive linemen, which takes me to 24 players in total on the offensive side of the football. If you're counting at home with me, that means I'm keeping some extra players on defense. Not because I'm not concerned about the offense. I do have some of my concerns on offense, but just because the loss of Christian Wilkins tells me, I think the Raiders just want to experiment a little bit more at the linebacker position, cornerback, safety, defensive end, and general defensive tackle as well. And because of that, I'm going to end up keeping extra players on the defensive side of the football. Before we get in to the defensive side of who's making this 53-man, today's Raiders Report is made possible thanks to our sponsor, Ethos. And you probably have heard me talk about them before, but here's the thing. As a husband, I know how important having life insurance is. It truly does matter. It's not fun to think about what would happen if something happened to you, but you need to be prepared. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote at ethos.com/NFL Daily. That's ethos.com/NFL Daily. Ethos is a trustworthy company that disrupts the traditional life insurance industry and is more affordable than you might think. Ethos is an online platform that makes getting life insurance fast and easy to protect your family's future in minutes, not months. There is no complicated process, and it's 100% online. No medical exam is required. You just answer a few health questions and get a quote in as little as 10 minutes. 3 million families have completed their applications and trusted Ethos to help find the right coverage. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote at ethos.com/NFL Daily. That's ethos.com/NFL Daily. If you don't know how to spell NFL Daily, it's NFL Daily. The link is going to be down in the comment section. It's also going to be in the description of today's show. I really appreciate Ethos for sponsoring the Raiders Report, and I want you all to always be prepared to protect your family. I'm a new husband. I'm a proud dog dad, and I want them to know that I got their back, even if I'm not around. Let's go to the defensive side of the football now here for the Las Vegas Raiders, and I think a lot of people are going to be looking of what I decide to do at the defensive tackle and at the defensive end positions, because there is no longer a Christian Wilkins here, and that's been a player that I have featured in every single one of my Raiders defensive lines that have ended up making it. I want to start here, though, at edge. And at edge, I'm going to keep Max Crosby, Malcolm Koonce, Tyree Wilson, and Charles Snowden. You might be able to say Tyree's the defensive tackle. I'm just going to keep him here at edge, defensive end, because that's where the Raiders have him listed. But this is a solid forward group. I really fought over, do I want to keep a Jaw Joyner? I wanted to keep Jaw, but there were other players that I thought about keeping that were more important, and one of those being Zach Carter. So at the defensive tackle spot, I'm keeping Adam Butler, Jonah Laulu, and Leki Fotu. Let me be very clear. Butler, Laulu, and Fotu have been the Raiders' top 3 defensive tackles at training camp thus far. You drafted Tonka Hemingway. You drafted J.J. Pegues. So I think for that reason, Zach Carter comes in here as the 6th defensive lineman. Another very interesting player, though, to keep an eye on, Keandre Coburn, who is a monster human being, and he is the replacement for Christian Wilkins, who was released by the Las Vegas Raiders last Thursday, July 24th, I believe was the exact date. Wilkins was moved on from. He's been dealing with some off-the-field stuff, the injury, the incident. I don't want to get into it too much. We got to be able to replace him, though. And I hope that the Raiders, with those 10 defensive linemen that I have listed, do help replace Christian Wilkins. Let's go to the linebacker room, and this is where I think it's going to get interesting. And this is the part where earlier in the show I stated I kept only 24 guys on offense. It's because of what this team could potentially do at the linebacker position. And I had to make a really tough decision. So I want to know if you guys are doing exactly what I decided to do here on the Raiders Report. Because essentially, Jermaine Pratt, Landon Roberts, Devin White, these are your top 3 linebackers, and it's been the top 3 at Raiders training camp. But I had to make a tough decision. I know the Raiders are going to keep Cody Lindenberg's their 7th rounder that they took out of Minnesota. Now, I'd be shocked if they decided not to keep him. Again, that's somebody that this regime drafted, which tells me I don't think the Raiders keep 7 linebackers again. They did keep 7 linebackers last season. I have 6 linebackers that made this squad, which means I had to cut one of these guys. So if you had to cut either Tommy Eichenberg, Jamal Adams, or Amari Gaynor, which one would you cut? Type TE for Eichenberg, type JA for Jamal Adams, type AG for Amari Gaynor. My answer is going to be coming up right here after this YouTube ad break. The player that I ended up cutting, and it breaks my heart into a million pieces. I had to cut Amari Gaynor, and I'm cutting Amari Gaynor not because I don't like him, not because I don't believe in him. If anybody watches the show knows that I believe in Amari Gaynor, but I'm going based off of what I've been told, and I'm going based off of what we've been hearing from Raiders training camp. And what we've been hearing from training camp is Eichenberg's been working with the ones. Maybe the Raiders want to cut a guy that's been working with the ones, but he's been working with the ones multiple practices. Also, Jamal Adams. I've been hearing he looks really good. And I know that I was somebody that wasn't happy when the Raiders went out and got Adams. I still don't know if I'm going to be happy if the Raiders kept Adams or not. But based off of coaching connections, based off of the way that the Raiders are viewing Adams and what he brings to the table, and the way that this defense is being set up right now, I think Jamal Adams gets the nod over Amari Gaynor. Now, I would still put Gaynor on that practice squad, but I think Gaynor's good enough to make a 53 squad out there. But I think this regime would pick Jamal Adams because of their connection with him over somebody like Amari Gaynor. Let's go to the cornerback room here, and it kind of looks like I might have to switch up what this depth chart looks like because the Raiders, not that they haven't been using a nickel, they've been using their safety as a nickel a little bit more often, and Darian Porter, Eric Stokes, I think are the easy names to be able to throw in here. Ultimately, I ended up keeping 5 cornerbacks, but I do wonder if I should have kept 6, or I should have exchanged Darnay Holmes for another guy. Now, Jacorian Bennett, he's been behind Stokes, behind Darian Porter, behind Cameron Richardson. The top 3 corners on this team right now, Stokes, Porter, and Richardson. That's what it's been at training camp. Bennett's kind of been the odd man out, and I'm also going to keep Darnay Holmes. A sneaky name that y'all got to keep in mind, Greedy Vance. The UDFA corner from USC has been making a name for himself over the past few days at training camp. He even got a special shout-out from Pete Carroll. In fact, when Pete was asked which players have been standing out since putting the pads on, Devin White, Jamal Adams, Greedy Vance. And very important, he is a nickel corner. That's where the Raiders also need some help, at the nickel. Let's go to safety next up here. Jeremy Chin, Isaiah Paul-Lamal. These are going to be the players that make it. I also have Jamal Adams still listed as a strong safety, just like I also have him listed as a linebacker. I think that you could potentially see him play both of these roles here. But they went out, they signed Lonnie Johnson Jr. I've also been hearing a lot of good stuff about Thomas Harper playing in the nickel. And because I decided to keep an extra defensive player, I'm going to go with Trey Taylor. I've been hearing a lot of solid stuff about Trey. And the reason why I kept Trey Taylor over a guy like Amari Gaynor is because if they're going to move Jamal Adams to linebacker, that tells me in my mind that that's an organization that views, one, they need more help at linebacker, and a lot of the moves that they've already made this offseason have been in regards to that linebacker position. I also think it just shows me that they believe in some of these players on the back end. I've heard a lot of good stuff about Trey Taylor over the past few days of practice, and they also love what he provides from a special team standpoint more as a gunner, and I think Trey Taylor has a little bit more of that ability as a gunner than somebody along the lines of Amari Gaynor. But if I could get 54, probably would have kept Gaynor on that list. And then to round it out, Daniel Carlson, A.J. Cole, and long snapper Jacob Bobenmoyer. I've done this show so many times. This might have been the Raiders 53-man roster projection might be the video that I've done more than any video that I've ever done here at the Raiders Report. I bet I've done this thing 40, 50 times at this point. And I always know that somebody's going to get mad at me for leaving somebody off the list. So, who the hell did I leave off my list? I want to know what y'all are saying down below. For me personally, Amari Gaynor is going to be one that I instantly throw out there. Alex Bachman is going to be a player that I instantly throw out there as somebody that I left off this list. Those are probably the top 2 names, though, that are coming to my mind. Also, again, Keandre Coburn. Watch out for him. Ja Joyner, Greedy Vance, some of the other names I'll throw out there. Also, I want y'all, if you haven't already, make sure you give Jeremy Chuggs and I a follow on social media. You can follow me on Twitter at MitchellRenz365. You can also give Chuggs a follow on X at 3. He's got 3.8 thousand followers, though. He's got to get. We gotta get him up to 4K. We got to get him up to 4K. Instagram, MitchellRenz365. And if you want to follow Jeremy on TikTok, something that I do not have, he is at Jeremy Chuggs. But the reason why that I bring this up and the reason why I did today's show is because I saw this tweet from Mez, at RaiderMez642. Mitchell Renz, can you do another 53-man roster projection? And who might make the practice squad? Mez, I'm sorry that I didn't do the practice squad. I'll do that one. I typically save that the closer and closer we get to the cut-down date, which is August 26th. At 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a Tuesday. I'll be live. But the closer and closer we get, I'll start doing some more practice squad videos. But if y'all don't think that I see the DMs, if y'all don't think I see what you're tweeting at me, you're very, very wrong. So, Mez, I'll be very transparent. I did today's show because I saw your tweet, and I appreciated that you gave me a follow on Twitter. All right, y'all, let's get our final call.
It's okay that my numbers aren't as big as yours.
I mean, you have more TikTok followers than I do.
I do. I also have more. Nathan! Whoa!
The Wolfman! Ow, ow, ow! What is up, my brother? Been a while, fellas. I thought that said Suburban. He's Sunburn.
Suburban.
Suburban dad style took over, but kept up with the Sims. You know what, Nathan? My dad, I don't know if my dad's here. What do you say?
The video game?
Oh, dude, The Sims. Nathan Wolf has got enough character to be in a video game. I'll tell you that. My dad, though, actually was talking about you the other day because he goes, man, it's pretty crazy to think that it's been almost a year, 11 months, that Chuggs and I were in North Carolina, and my dad and I were talking about golf. That's how this whole thing got brought up. And he's like, yeah, man, I can't believe it's been over a year. He goes, oh, one guy who I haven't seen recently is Nathan Wolf. So I actually think it's hilarious. I don't know if my dad's here right now. I think it's hilarious that you said this because I was talking to my dad about you yesterday. If he's here, he'll back me up on it. But I think it's crazy sometimes how the universe works. But Nathan Wolf, with that bang, you are now number 3 in our top XP race. This is a brand new feature that YouTube has just launched. And Nathan, you're going to get, right now as it stands, 50 raffle tickets to get into our fantasy football raffle drawing, which I will do this Friday, August 1st. I know I said I was going to do it on July 31st, but Chugs and I are going to be live for the Hall of Fame game. So we're going to do that raffle this Friday for Raiders Friday Happy Hour, and it's going to be a crazy show, man. Nathan, from the bottom of my heart, dude, I see you. I appreciate you. And my dad's going to be pissed that he's not here and you did this. So good stuff.
Chugs, bring your Texan ass too on Friday. I'm just saying. Just that. The I'm just saying just reminds me of.
I'm just saying.
O.J. Simpson.
Chugs, bring your Texan ass too. Well, he will be here with me Friday live, but man, when I go live with you, I'm going to be at home.
Yeah,
I mean, Chugs is more than welcome to come over, but
I might FaceTime Mitch while he's live with you, or I might try to hop on. Or does Natman use like StreamYard or?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah. I'll see what I'm doing depending on what I'm doing with the missus. If I'm just at home chilling, yeah, I'll hop on the live and chop it up a little bit, do some top 5s with y'all.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man.
Top 5 bass players all time, go.
Whatever Brandon would want me to say.
I'll always remember. I just hopped into a FaceTime with all the, Mount Raidamore guys one time, and they go, top 5 '90s drummers. I don't think I can name one '90s drummer. I said the drummer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's all I got for you.
I've met the drummer from Machine Gun Kelly's band. He was in Vegas. One time I was in Vegas, and he was staying in the room next to me. And I was like, oh, what's up, bro? And he was kind of big-timing me a little bit. And I thought he was honestly, like, if I'm somebody where I'm not afraid to talk to anybody, and, like, I'll just say hi, and if that's a weird thing, it's a weird thing. But it turned out he was the drummer in Machine Gun Kelly. He's got, like, dreads. I don't know. He was a pretty wild guy. He was a short dude, which is probably not the right thing for me to say. He's probably watching this right now. He's going to kick the shit out of me. That's the only drummer that's coming to my mind right now. I'm going to be transparent with you. I don't know a lot of drummers. But, man, shout out to you. Ray Aguirre, you are in. Soulja Man, you are in. And then Andrew Barba, hopefully I pronounced that right. You are in. Also, Bruce Bird, getting another one in there. I like it. Bruce Bird, I see you. Gotcha. Soulja Man, I got you. So right now, as it stands, it is a $20 Venmo. You're going to go home with $200 today. 20 to win 200 doll hairs. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right, Jeremy. We're going to do the duck race. We're going to do the duck race, and then this is, again, your final chance if you do not know how to get into our XP battle. When I say XP battle, if you finish in the top 3, which right now is Bayou, Navman, and Nathan, you guys are going to get 50 XP points. That's a lie. 50 raffle tickets to get into our Fantasy Football League. That raffle drawing is going to be on Friday. If you're in 4th to 10, I'm going to give you 25 raffle tickets. And if you're 11 down to 20, I am going to give you 10 raffle tickets. Now, there's a lot of people in there, I'm going to be transparent, that have the exact same amount of XP that are right on the precipice, right on the cusp here. And you can see where this top 20 essentially ends up breaking down. If you want a chance to get in, super chat or comment. Those are going to be the ways that you can skyrocket up the board. So for a guy like William, Rebel, 808, honestly, a 99-cent super chat, and I bet you jump up in there. Just saying. Just saying. All right, Chugs. I am refreshing my phone one more time here. I did just get a few extra people that were getting in. I see Elijah Williams, you're in. Nathan Wolf in. And then Patrick Roche you're in. So, 20 to win, $230 here on the Raiders Report. 20 to win, $230. I say, let's get this thing going. I'm excited, man. And I think, honestly, one of my favorite parts about a duck race, and I hope you all don't get mad at me for saying this, but it's like, I always know it's like near the end of the show, it's me getting close to going home for dinner, and it's also somebody who's about to win a shit ton of money. What up, Nab? Reach in your wallet. Make this race worth something, you cheap mother effers. Nation, let's go. Nab, man, I think this is a good one, man. I think for a Tuesday show, getting a duck race up to 230, pretty freaking awesome. Though, I do need you to add one more guy for me. George Torres. George Torres. You in. All right. Winner now going home with $240 here on the show. 3, 2, 1. Let's get it going. Bruce Byrd, you're going to need to chill the hell out, though. Creep me out right now.
Anthony Green just strolling.
He's just doing his thing, man. Bruce Byrd, I'm not really sure what's happening.
Nathan's is all in the arms.
Yeah, Nathan, you're doing too much. Who's that, Nicely? Doing the stanky leg right now? Andrew Barba? Navman? What race is this? Just
robots.
Okay, I figured. Husker Raider down there at the back. Rustin Long. Victor Lobos just looks surprised to be here. Fabian Moreno is just strutting it right now. Not a care in the world. Just strutting it. Somebody's got to make a move, though. Mo Shove with the dub. Oh, he's just stunting on y'all.
Wow.
Mo Shove with the dub. What up, Mo? Mo Shove races a lot. Congrats, my guy. Mo, if you're still here, if you could please confirm that you just received $240 on the Raiders Report, that would be much appreciated.
Much obliged.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Darth. Oh, and weird. It shows here. I'll show you. Hold on. You put his name as Darth Fartass, and that showed. Maybe just the fact that it's fat.
So fart ass is okay. Fat ass cannot work. I think we're just gonna go to Darth Fartass.
Darth Fartass.
Mo, if my math is correct, Mo's last win was 61 races ago, March 15th, 2024. That's crazy. I'll tell you what, Mo, I respect it, man.
All right, and
I respect it.
Just to show you where everybody stands and who will be getting the raffle tickets from our XP, Bayou Raider, Navman, and Nathan Wolf, you three will be getting 50 tickets.
Love it.
Then we got Bryce.
Yep.
Cameron Sproul. And I'm just going to roll down the list.
To number 10, you get 25. And then 11 through 20 is this.
There we go.
There we go. As it stands, that's how it goes. And as soon as I end this show, that's what it is. As soon as the show ends, that's what it is. If you're looking for more training camp news and updates, always know that you can subscribe to the Raiders Report. That link's going to be down there below. The next time you're going to see Jeremy and I live, it's going to be on our main YouTube channel for the Hall of Fame game. Lions up against the Chargers. I really, really hope to see you guys over there. The next time I'm going to be live here on the Raiders Report is going to be Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific for Raiders Friday Happy Hour.
Football is so back.
Football, dude, it's August. Football's totally back. And a reminder, that August 1st show, every bang that you do on August 1st, I'm going to count it towards July, and I'm going to count it towards August. So it's basically a buy one bang, get one free is kind of how I'm going to do it. We're also going to be giving away the July bang race MVP. Whoever's the MVP, you're going to get in our fantasy football league, and we're going to do the fantasy football raffle this Friday's show. I think that's it from me, from Jeremy Chugs. Shout out to Bayou. Shout out to Nabman for making today's live show super memorable. I appreciate you guys more than you could ever know. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Nation, I'll see you guys on Thursday, hopefully.